everybody, and I want to wish you all a happy early 2016. Hopefully this is going to go up on the 31st of December, right before the new year, and a happy belated holiday season. I hope everybody is having a good end of year. I last did a face video, I think, in November, which is kind of more of a channel update. This video is kind of more of how I feel going into 2016 and looking back on the channel and things like that. I have done a couple of year-end videos already. I did a video on my vlog channel talking about me personally, personal things that happened in 2015, and just an overview of my whole year, if that's something you're interested in and haven't seen it yet. And then on this channel I did all of the games that I completed completely in 2015. So this is kind of the last video in this wrapping up the year kind of thing. This will probably just be like a really long ramble, so you don't have to listen to it if you don't want to, but if you want to know kind of how I'm feeling and where I'm at, then feel free. So when I look back on the year, I did a lot of really good projects. There isn't really anything that I look back on this year that I wasn't happy with. I did Resident Evil HD, Lucius, I did Ys, and we finished up Resident Evil 6, which we had actually started in 2014. That was quite a big project. And currently I'm working on Beyond Two Souls and Revelations 2, and my Harvest Moon project for the year was Innocent Life. So I kind of had a garden variety of projects, some long, some short, different genres, and for the most part I'm pretty happy with how everything had come out. But, and this isn't an easy thing for me to say, but I do have to admit that YouTube hasn't made me very happy, which I don't like to say because it makes me feel like I'm complaining when there are far worse problems in the world, or that I'm ungrateful, which I'm not. This really has nothing to do with anybody else but myself. And I've talked a little bit about some of the struggles I've had this year. I talked about when I came back from my vacation in June, how I was having a really hard time getting back into it. Before I went on vacation in June, I actually took some time off because I thought that would help. My computer stopped working in November. My solid state drive died on me, and I lost a lot of Steam data. I lost a lot of my save games that I had on Steam over the last couple of years, and I lost all of my programs that I use for all of my recording and editing and whatnot, and I had lost some work that I had been working on. Luckily, mostly everything has been worked out, but that really was a huge setback. So it's kind of just felt like setback after setback after setback, and it's very, very discouraging. I had also tried to stream about a month back. I ended up getting faster internet, which is fantastic. That's probably one of the better things for the channel. When I was first starting to upload Beyond Two Souls, it was taking about 3 hours for a video that was about 25 minutes, whereas now it takes about 20 minutes for a video that's 25 minutes, which is an absolute lifesaver. I think that is just something that I've been waiting for a very long time. I've had very, very slow internet for a very, very long time. So when I got the upgrade, I tried to do some streaming of some of Fallout 4 for everybody, because I hadn't done a stream since my birthday. I figured it was about time. But even with the faster internet, even with doing as much optimizing as I possibly could, it just didn't seem to work for anybody watching, no matter where in the world they were, which may or may not have been a problem with Twitch, I don't know. But either way, it just seems like everything I do just is not working out for me. I don't really know what went wrong. I don't really know what's changed. I don't know what I need to change. All I know is that when I started my first project in this year, which was Resident Evil HD actually. That was the first thing I recorded this year. I recorded that in January when it came out, despite the fact that I didn't upload it until, I think, June, August. I don't know. I uploaded it in the summer anyways. I had saved that project because at that time I was doing Resident Evil 6 and I didn't want to have such an overload of the same type of game. But I remember when I played Resident Evil HD, I would be so excited. Like, I would be shaking because I was so excited. The adrenaline was pumping. I just was so psyched to get this game out and to get people acknowledged about this game who perhaps hadn't played it. I wanted to share my love of the game with other Resident Evil fans, and I was really excited to just do a good job on a game that I had always struggled with. That game, more than anything else this year, stands out to me because it was the last project I actually remember being happy doing, which is not a nice thing since that was at the beginning of the year. Despite the fact that everything turned out well for me, it just wasn't the same. For some reason, every game I played was like, yeah, it's okay, this is nice, but I was purposely picking smaller projects that were less work for me. Not only less work playing-wise, but less work editing-wise. So that's why I chose games like Lucius and Ys, which, again, I think turned out well, and both games I very much enjoy, but I wanted to stay so incredibly far away from RPGs, which I used to love doing. I used to do nothing but RPGs on this channel. When I started, my 3 projects that I was starting with were Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. I was doing Lost Odyssey and Magna Carta at the same time, which, as you can imagine, are 2 insanely long and very, very detailed RPGs. But the thought of doing a really long RPG now just pains me. It just pains me so just to think about it. When I did Magna Carta 2, I know the game like the back of my hand. Like, I've played it so many times that it wasn't really an issue. I don't really have to think about it, which was fine. And I also wanted to redo something that I did a couple years ago. But doing like a new RPG, it bums me out. It really bums me out because I think about it and I just think, oh, this is going to be long and complicated and time-consuming, and halfway through, I'm probably going to not be as enthused about it anymore, and I don't know what to do to get that enthusiasm back. I did a video, I do believe was this year, and it's in one of my miscellaneous playthroughs. Perhaps I'll link it in this description, and it was called How Perfectionism is Affecting My Let's Plays. So if you want to watch that, that probably gives you an accurate description of how I'm feeling now and how I felt for a very long time. I think part of my problem is just that I think about the outcome before I think about the game. I think about the outcome before I even start it. I have games that I've thought about doing, but my immediate thought is not, am I going to enjoy doing this? My immediate thought is, how is this going to turn out? Are people going to like it? And is it going to be received well? And I know that's not a healthy way of thinking, but it's kind of a very hard thing to change because you guys are very important to me. And as much as I know you guys are very supportive, every time I bring something like this up, people always say, people are going to stick by you no matter what, if they really do like your content, and if not, then they'll leave or just, not watch it. And I think that that's very true, but at the same time, your brain is kind of a very hard thing to rewire, so I've kind of taken this past a hobby at this point. It used to be just a hobby. It used to just be something that I would do for fun, but I think as time has gone on, I think I maybe take it a bit too seriously. I worry a bit too much about it. I don't get paid very much. I certainly could never make this a job with how much I get paid, but it is kind of like a second job to me, I suppose, in a way. And I don't know how to fix it, guys. I don't know how I can go back to the way things used to be, just recording things, editing them, not thinking about it, and putting it up and just being happy with it. That might just be how I've grown as a person. I did start this channel 5 years ago. I started doing these videos in 2010. We're going into 2016 now. A lot can change in life in 5 years. A lot can change in a person in 5 years. So it may just be how my personality has developed over time, lifestyle changes, my job, those kinds of things. I think it also has a lot to do with the market. YouTube was certainly not how it was now 5 years ago. There was not as much competition. It was much easier to do things, in my opinion. And I don't know if I should be looking for that answer or if I should just be working on changing it, but I'm just letting you guys know that that's kind of where I'm at right now. And at this point, because I have been doing this for a significant amount of time, every single method of trying to motivate myself, I think that I've completely exhausted. I think I've tried every single option that I can kind of possibly think of to get myself to just get right back into it. At this current time, I haven't recorded anything since October. I'm 2 months out of practice, first of all. There was a program that I was using for voice recording that I was not able to get back, which is why when I'm talking right now, my webcam has the mic instead of my good mic, which is why it probably sounds like garbage. And so I am afraid to use new equipment in case it doesn't work out well. I was having troubles with my capture card. I had to actually get someone in here to try and figure out how to fix it. It's fixed now. So I kind of at this moment have everything up and running, but it has been such a struggle to get there that I just want nothing to do with it. I just don't want to look at it. Right now I'm associating how much of a pain in the ass it was to get everything going after my computer crashed with the stuff I have, instead of thinking to myself, I have this stuff up and running, why don't I use it? As it currently stands, I only have one more chapter in Beyond Two Souls to finish. When I started that project, I was recording like 2 hours a day. I was getting really into the game. I was making a lot of progress. I would record about 2 hours a day, and then I would edit and render them right away, so I didn't have anything else to do. I could just worry about doing other things in my spare time. And then as soon as this happened, I got completely derailed, and now I'm leaving. It's kind of left unfinished. And that's a good example. I'm trying to just tell myself, you have everything here, everything is fixed. Just do some test runs before you record it so it doesn't mess up, and just get it over and done with. It's just one chapter. It'll probably take you an hour, and then you're done. That doesn't seem difficult, but for some reason it is. Another example is Revelations 2, which I'm currently uploading, was actually recorded entirely by Cypher. We did the project at his house when I went to visit him in June. So he has been very kind and very patient with me. He has sent the clips over after he's cleaned them up and kind of done a lot of the work for me, and sent them again when I lost them. But because it's not my own work and it's a little bit hard to work with some stuff you're not completely familiar with, I have to do a lot of fine-tuning and audio correcting and things like that. I'm currently working on the 6th part of the video, and I think I've probably re-rendered it about 8 times, just because there's something in there I don't like. The audio level is off. There's something that I forgot to take out or put in, and it's holding up from me completing the rest of it, because I have all of the clips. Like I said, we completed a long time ago. He completed that project and put it up on his channel ages ago, and I'm still over here kind of fussing about it. It's like nothing is ever good enough for me. So that just kind of gives you an idea about where I'm at with my current projects and kind of how that has been going for the last little while. That's kind of where I've been at with a lot of my stuff. It's just, I just fiddle a lot. I fixate on things that probably are not terribly important, and I'm just making things very, very difficult on myself, really, is what it is. With that being said, this isn't a goodbye. I'm not quitting. I'm not stopping. I probably won't take another break, per se, anytime soon. But I'm just, basically trying to tell you guys how I feel. And it wasn't an easy thing for me to say. It's not a nice thing to face that fact that something you loved doing is not something that you necessarily love doing as much anymore. I still love playing games. I play a ton of games in my spare time. I love talking to fans of mine as well as friends. I love being part of the video game community, and I love talking about games with people. So the gaming part of it I don't think is the issue. I think it's the recording and rendering and uploading part of it that's maybe an issue. So anyways, that I've rambled on for so long now that I don't remember what I've already talked about and what I haven't, because this is just off the top of my head. It's not scripted or anything like that. So I'm not quitting, I guess, is basically the gesture of this. I'm not quitting. I'm not leaving. If something else comes up, I will, of course, let everybody know if that changes. If I want to take another break, if I want to take suggestions from you guys, anything like that. If there's another channel update, I always try to keep you guys very updated, because you are very important to me. So I hope you guys stick around, and I'll try not to let you down. I do have some ideas of games that I wanted to play. I'll let you guys in on that in case any of them sound interesting to you, because that might be a good incentive for me to actually play them. Before my computer crashed, I had a couple of ideas. I wanted to do Tomb Raider, not Rise of the Tomb Raider, the one previous to that, the one that came out in 2013. I had finished it this year, and it was an absolute blast. I loved it. So I really wanted to play that, which, if I can figure out how to work this new screen capture software, I would be more than happy to do that. And I was looking into The Walking Dead. I wanted to get that up and running. I've been talking about that for quite some time. And then I was also thinking about my next Harvest Moon project. I don't know what I want to do next, but I know that Innocent Life was pretty well. It actually turned out pretty good for a project that was blind. I didn't know anything about it going into it, and I think it actually turned out pretty well for the most part. So that gives me hope that I can pretty much play any Harvest Moon and make it work if I really want to. So I kind of have the gears rolling. I've got some things moving in my head, but I just haven't quite implemented them yet. So as it stands, I'm just going to keep working on what I'm working on and go from there. I also want to note that my equipment that I have at this point is quite dated. For example, my capture card that I use for my systems doesn't have HDMI capabilities, so I'm still stuck recording PS3 and Xbox 360. I have an Xbox One, but I cannot record anything off of the Xbox One because my capture card does not have HDMI capabilities, and at the moment getting a new capture card is not really a priority for me. I don't think I've mentioned that before. I did mention I had an Xbox One, but I'm still using equipment that I bought 3 or 4 years ago, kind of. I've just been doing the same thing. So if you guys see me playing something on Xbox One or something, just keep in mind that that's kind of off limits unless it's something that I can get on Steam or it has a version on the 360 or something like that. No plans on if I'm going to upgrade my equipment in 2016 or if I'm going to be challenging myself and taking on any other projects that are kind of outside the box. if I do feel better, if I improve, if things go better, I might even challenge myself to an RPG. I really don't know. It's too early to say. So yeah, unfortunately, a lot of unknowns going into 2016. I don't really know how things are going to turn out, but I will always try and keep you guys updated as much as I possibly can. Keep you guys in the loop. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great 2016. Thank you all so very much for supporting me in this year, and hopefully this year you guys will stay on, continue to support me, and hopefully watch me grow. I guess that's kind of my goal, is just to keep trucking along. If I don't improve much, if I keep on the schedule of videos every couple of days, 1 or 2 projects on the channel kind of thing, even if I can maintain that, that's good, instead of completely burning out or slowing down or stopping. I kind of want to keep a good thing going as long as I can, and that's all I can really say. So I'm going to stop now, let you guys get on with your lives, and I will see you guys, I guess, next in 2016. Bye.